Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Fortune's Favorite. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Noxus map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the Northeast and ending with Team 2 in the Southwest. I am recovering from being sick, so thank you for all of the patience and appreciation and support from each and every single one of you. I'm not 100%, but I am definitely on the track to getting to there. So again, if I have any sort of coughing, sneezing, that sort of thing, just be aware that that's what's going on. Starting off with Team 1's regardless sub player, most likely we have in Royal Blue, Kinder 5129. He is a UAF. He is a 1600 to his south. In Batman Gray as Kaz or Kaze, he is a Seraphim as an 1800. He is tied for the highest rated player on his team. And to his west in Aeon, or in Chevy Crimson as an Aeon, is Lampshade No 0011. He is a 1600. To his northwest, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, Eyes No Good. He is a UEF. He is a 1700. We'll see if he is not good or not. And rounding out Team 1's lineup, we have in Imperial Gray, Clip My Wings. He is an 1800, tied with Lampshade for the highest rated player on his team, playing as a Seraphim for this match, which means for this team's faction roster situation, they have 2 Seraphim, 2 UEF, 1 Aeon, no Cybrins for Team 1. Starting off for Team 2's regular sub play, we have in Glow in the Dark Green, it is Swarm Operator. He is a Seraphim. He is a 1500. To his north, we have an Orange Color Orange Tabernacle. He is a Cybrin. He is a 1700. In Emerald Green to his east is a Seraphim. His name is Pepe's. He is a 1500. And to his southeast, we have in Rust R79 700 XARC B580. I'll call him R79 for short or something like that. He is a UEF. He is a 1600. And rounding out Team 2's lineup, it is the highest rated player on their team and in the game overall in Regal Purple. It is Mimics. He is an Aeon as a 2100. So for Team 2's side of the map, they have at least one of each of the factions, which means they have a double up in one category, which is the Seraphim side of things. So they have the only Cybrin in the game, that's Tabernacle, a UEF, and an Aeon. And for these 10 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation, currently sitting at 50,000 mass and reclaim for 10 players makes it an even 5K mass per player. A lot of it dotted in the middle of the map or along the horizontal line. There is some mass on the edges of the map as well. And that's pretty much it. The middle or the edges. Pretty much nothing really in between that. The map does have a lot of mexes to grab as well. Considering, let's say, Team 2's side of the map, we'll say this will be Team 2's, this will be Team 1's, because it's kind of shifting into the east versus west kind of scenario. We have a quad mex, a 5-star mex, and another 5-star mex here with another quad mex in the west. There is a possible player start location. Looks like they were probably gearing up for a 6v6 and got a 5v5 instead, so that's another 5-star mex in the back. Looks like that went up to Swarm Operator. There are a decent amount of one-offs dotted in between the main line bases, the bases, the main line, and the secondary line, and all of the juicy bits in between all of those things. There's nothing really on the edges. There's a couple of one-offs, but it's going to be primarily focused more in the central to more secondary ring instead of the really just edges of the map. Combination, combat, situation, thingamajig. Let's go ahead to see where our players are headed off to in this game. We do see everybody but Team 1's regular set play of Kinder have left their main bases. Team 2's side of thing, everybody has left their main bases. Tabernacle a little bit slower on the draw to move, but he is moving nonetheless. So it will give Team 2 an overall advantage somewhere in whatever area of the map they end up going to with those comms. Again, it's very spread out. There's really not a whole lot of geographical impediments in this map. I mean, there's a tiny bit of a hill kind of situation, but nothing really, really crazy. You can see pretty much a flat map. Not really a whole lot going on with it. Not a pancake flat, but pretty darn close. Let's go ahead to see where exactly our players are headed off to. We have 2 in the west here for Team 2 facing off against, I would at least assume, 1 from Team 1. We do see in the east we have Kaze pushing in on the eastern side with Lampshade moving in as well. Team 2's R79 700 dealing with a couple of rogue units inbound from Lampshade running around trying to deter the quad mechs expansion. There are 2 comms in the southeast for Mimics and Swarm Operator moving on the eastern side. Looks like it's going to be at least them going up with against Kaze, but we could see maybe Lampshade pushing in to assist as well. Eyes no good, kind of, hanging around the middle of the map, and it looks like it might just be him against R79. Gun is starting in the west here for Pepe's. It's not going to be that much of an issue if he does finish it and Clip My Wings doesn't get an upgrade there soon. Oh, okay, well, he's going to get one anyway, so never mind that. I was going to say those land facilities might be a nice little pathfinding impediment, and he might be able to escape if it wasn't the situation that's currently happening, but, everything with the caster's curse, commenting, that sort of thing, always does occur. We do see one of the mixes not picked up for some reason. Looks like it was taken out by somebody on Team 2, but looks like I have no idea what was going on with that. So at some point, maybe a bomber or something took it out, but who knows. There is a unit there, so it could have been a unit somehow got by, but anyway. We do see Pepe's pushing in his teammate of Tabernacle, going for an upgrade as well. Eyes no good coming in to assist. Clip My Wings. He has T2 upgrade on the brain. He's finished his gun upgrade. And Eyes no good about to receive some damage. This might be the first com-on-com action between the teams. And it looks like, oh, yep, Clip My Wings is done. He boops Eyes no good for luck and starts to build some T2 PD. And it is Clip My Wings versus Pepe's. 2,000 additional hit points on board the comm here for Team 1's. Clip My Wings will give him an advantage. And gun has been started for Eyes no good. Gun is almost done for Tabernacle. The T2 PD will be built, and Pepe's is taking lots of damage. He's standing still. Probably should not be doing that because there are some units inbound. He is sending his own units in shortly, and it looks like that gun upgrade will not really be built quite in time to counteract Tabernacle's comm, but it will be there for solidarity here shortly. If Team 1's Clip My Wings holds position, shouldn't be terribly hard to wait out the time there. Sensor package starting in the middle here for Lampshade, trying to get a nice little view for himself and his team in the middle, and gun has been started for R79. And Mimix has range on board, going for speed max. He might go for advanced range or shield, but we'll see what he ends up doing with it. He is starting to slightly surround Kaze's comm, but nothing too critical. There's a couple of T2 units, but it's not the end of the world. He does have gun and T2 on board, so it's not like he's completely vulnerable. It's just concerning that all of these units are getting in behind him, cutting off his supply lanes, distracting his reinforcements. It does give Team 2 a huge opportunity to get even further into the middle and even start to push on Team 1's side of the map. Nano repair has been started on Clip My Wings' comm. He is dropped into the yellow, but barely in the yellow. Tabernacle almost in the yellow. He has gun going for stealth currently. We do see Pepe shifting more eastward. He's also in the yellow. And Eyes no good does have gun on board that comm now. So again, it is a 2v1 now, but looks like Pepe's just going back, so 2v2. Looks like he's trying to pull some attention away from Tabernacle, but it's just not working. We do see Lampshade going after R79's base. He does have gun and T2 on board versus the only sensor package for Lampshade, so huge disadvantage there for him. He's going to get some readouts for Team 1 overall, but he does notice the comm and goes, that's probably not a good idea to just go there by his lonesome. He could actually see some sort of upgrade on board the comm. If he zooms in quite nicely, you can see the additional, well, not the additional hardware on board that right arm. So he's probably just being a little bit hesitant. And there's T2 PD there and TMD and the shields and the whatnot. They're probably not going to be an advantageous engagement there. We do see that Team 2's Swarm Operator has kind of shifted a little bit further back, acting kind of as a rear guard when he is in a rear guard air slot, to be fair. And he does have T3 air online, so definitely kind of a more trending in the typical air player department. We do see Team 1 also has T3 air online, T2 as well online for Clip My Wings. We do see a nice little Harbinger dropped off by Mimix. There's no way he walked it over here. Taking out multiple mexes for Kaze. That's hurting him significantly. He's dropped below 50 mass per second, where everybody else in the game is at least over 100. He's going to be severely depleted on the ability to fight back against Team 2's T3 units over there. We do see a couple of gunships going in to kill off Harbinger's comm. Another T2 Max will be taken out, I would assume. Nope, gets distracted by Harbinger's. Doesn't take out the T2 Max, but core mass is gone. Actually, no, it looks like it actually did walk up. Apologies, because look at this. 4 Mexes down here, and 6. That's 10 Mexes down. That's actually a lot of mass at 13 minutes, 14 minutes to lose. So we're going to see Kaze be essentially behind for not the majority of the game, but at least for the next at least 5 minutes, if not maybe 7 or 8, as he focuses more on eco than units, because he kind of has to. Transport escorted by a couple of gunships, so not really exactly the unit that you want, but hey, escorting nonetheless. We could see a counter drop here by Lampshade. Team 1's Eyes No Good pushing in against Tabernacle, and Eyes No Good is in the yellow. Tabernacle does have stealth and shield on, not shield, but nano on board. And we do see Clip My Wings with nano moving in as well, and Pepe's looks like he's going to maybe move that direction here shortly. We'll see. Transport still moving in. Gunships going around Mimics' comm. It is an opportunity to go after the comm. They don't take it. Again, they are Stingers, so they're not the best air-to-ground weapons. But again, anything is better than nothing, or something is better than nothing. And the units will be dropped off. Definitely a safe bet there. He probably could have pushed it a little bit further in, but the secured landing zone versus the more riskier landing zone is more worth it if it actually occurs, kind of thing, versus the possibility if it gets further in. The Volter's not really super concerned for Tabernacle. He has some flak nearby. Didn't take a lot of damage, but he'll wrap it up pretty quickly anyway, so it's almost like it never even happened. And now we see a huge push from Team 1 to try to go around Pepe's position. Unfortunately, Pepe's is making his presence known to Team 1, saying, nope, you're not going around. And it could be an opportunity to go after the frontline position here, but looks like he's going to assist his main base regardless. We do see kind of a pincer maneuver starting to kind of emerge, but not really, because it is kind of forming to more of the traditional line setup. Again, Clip My Wings has nano, Eyes No Good only has gun, Tabernacle does have nano, and Pepe's does not. So Clip My Wings can take a ton of punishment, 92 hit points a second regen, sitting at 18,000 hit points plus total. So he has a lot of leeway. But again, there are some T3 units stacked up here. There are Loyalists. They're not bricks. They're not as menacing as the bigger brothers that they are, those bricks. But that minimum T3 units is nothing to scoff at regardless. Couple of Mexes, couple being actually a huge chunk of them. Look at this. Mimics is still at 100 mass per second, and now Kaze has gotten at least a little bit ahead of his opponent, and it's kind of popping back and forth. That's a lot of Mexes to lose here from Mimics. He will have to fall back. It is a nice little revenge for Team 1's Eastern player. At least it was mainly driven by Lampshade, but he did get some assistance from Kinder as well from some gunships. Nano is almost done here for Pepe's. Maybe he'll go for regen, or maybe he'll just stick with what he got. No, he's going for splash. He's going for kill calm tactics, which again, it does work. We are 17 minutes on the clock here. Just make it past 20, and most people, at least I, would be happy that comms make it past 20. I don't know what it is, but I like it when players make it past 20. Everybody does. It just makes the game feel a little bit not better, but it's just there's just something about it that just makes the game feel more better, for lack of a better word. Nano repair almost done for Kaze's comm in the east, and that splash upgrade still going underway. We have a couple of missile launchers raining in some shots on this front line position here for Clip My Wings. He does have a T3 land facility online. It actually has a couple of them to cut down the travel time considerably with those Othams. He built, of course, the main one in his base. Definitely a smart move there, just in case that base falls. He doesn't lose access to T3 land tech, and we do see Staminapple still pushing in. He's up to 18,000 hit points now. Clip is at 20,000, and Eyes No Good is almost at 18,000. Again, that nano keeping those comms alive very, very well. Splash is almost done. This could be the secret weapon that Team 2 used to kill one of these two comms off from Team 1. But again, Team 2 is not the only one that has access to Seraphim tech. But of course, Clip My Wings has T2 gun and nano on board, which means he would have to cancel, or actually remove, the T2 upgrade and build that splash. And we can see Pepe is on the prowl. He's moving in slowly. He doesn't want to spook Team 1. We do see a couple of Harbingers. Actually, those are Titans on Harbingers underneath some shield coverage. And we see the move. Here it comes. And Kaze is defeated by Swarm Operators. Wait, hold on. Was that in the air? That was not in the air. Looks like just a bunch of those gunships. No, I don't know what those are. Yeah, those must be gunships. Well, we have the first kill of the game here for Team 2. Went after Kaze while distracted in the west. Apologies for missing that, but it will give a little bit more opportunity for Team 2's Mimics to push even further into Team 1's territory. We see that's actually gifted over to Lampshade. Anyways, but in the east, Clip My Wings is facing off against Pepe's. Again, it's Gun, Splash, and Nano versus Gun, T2, and Nano. And Pepe's is taking off lots of hit points from that comm. Why always me, says Mimics. I have no idea. But we see there goes Clip My Wings. There he goes down to that Splash comm. And he's just going to ride the way. Pepe's is taking a lot of damage. He's going to go for the double kill. I don't think he'll make it out of there. There he goes. Due to the T3 units nearby, and now it's Tabernacle versus Ice No Good, so it's a murder-suicide situation here for Team 1 and Team 2. And Ice No Good might get out of there, maybe not. Oh, he drops almost into the red there, but he gets out of there, so unfortunately the attempted assassination does not go unblemished for Pepe's, and that is a murder-suicide on the western side here, dropping this game to a 4v3 in favor of Team 2, with the death, of course, of Kaze earlier. Again, I still think it had to have been gunships. Those strike me as gunships. They have to be. I don't know what else that shape could be. Kind of a very thin frame sort of thing. Yothotha says, Clip My Wings? No? Or he's just giving some options, I guess. Eyes No Good inherits the base from Team 1's Clip My Wings, so he has dual base. He has the western side of the land, and Lampshade has the eastern side of land. Again, apologies there. My coughing and whatnot is struggling a little bit. So again, like I said in the beginning, I do apologize. Hopefully it's not super distracting. And like I said, I'm getting better, but it's just it's getting better and then it dips, and then it gets better and then it dips, and then it gets better and then it dips, that sort of thing. But I am drinking lots of fluids, getting some rest. I slept in a lot later than I normally do, so it was kind of nice to get some rest. This being a weekend that I recorded this video, so I have the opportunity to take that time and not have to work and try to get better at the same time. So it's not always fun when you have to work when you're sick. Luckily, my job, I'm able to work from the office at times, so it's not as bad, but I'm not always in the office, and it's just, there's travel involved and a whole bunch of stuff, so luckily I don't have to do that for at least till not this week coming up, but the following week. We do see the attack in the east from Mimics, of course. We knew it was coming at some point, and it is on the prowl. Team 1 trying to rally support. Lots of T2PD built. This will kind of delay the incoming advances from Mimics. But giving a player like that a ton of room to work with, not really a good idea, especially now he has dual base online. He is almost producing the most mass in the game, with Eyes No Good producing just slightly more than he is. In terms of eco overall, Team 1 is in the lead at 1,400 versus 1,300, but it's not a huge advantage. Again, any advantage is better than nothing, but it's not as big as 500, 600, that sort of thing. Laser has been started on the only Cybern comm in the game, Tabernacle. Maybe he'll go for cloaking. I don't know. Again, like I say all the time with cloaking laser commanders, it's a very good defensive upgrade. Offensive upgrade, it is very interesting because of the Omni capabilities. And yep, those are definitely both prereqs they have to be, especially with Swarm Operator using them again. The likelihood that he would swap up tactics that quickly is low. Gunships are going to get wiped out. The ASF will also get wiped out here. Not really great, but again, a move by Mimics to assist with taking out this frontline base for Eyes No Good will drop a little bit of the mass income, but again, not by much. But the more vital thing is all of these frontline T3 facilities are going to be knocked out, cutting down the ability for Team 1 to resupply, rearm, all that stuff easier. And then this force could actually either shift westward to help Tabernacle or cut northwest and cut off this position as well. Essentially sandwich these forces and win that fight. And we do see a couple of T3 mobile artillery units, these demolishers just slowly eating away at whatever's running around in the middle of the map. Somebody had some fun with MS Paint and just drew a bunch of lines on the map there. A couple of lines also online. running around here for, it was Pepe's, because those are still his colors, but wall sections okay transferred over, so that's just kind of how it goes. And Eric getting nice in plump here for Team 2. Looks like he's not expanding just yet, going for more mass fab farms first. And then going to probably scale to that next. We do see a little bit more expansion. I think it's about the same, but we do see more priming of facilities. And then Satellite has been started here for Team 1's Kinder. He is UEF. Usually they go for that. And it looks like the forces from Mimics actually head deep into Eyes No Good's territory. Unfortunately, a chicken came to say hi. And not great for those units' health. Not by any means. Laser is done on Tabernacle's comm. He is going to charge forward with it looks like, or at least help, which will help thin out the crowd a little bit. But again, once Eyes No Good notices that Laser's on board, he's going to be aware of that and know that essentially that player is, you know, essentially two steps, one being the teleporter, one being the actual teleportation of the comm away from telemasering something. So it is going to be on Team 1's mind once that laser has been found. And he's the only Cybern in the game, so once they kill him off, they don't have to worry about that tactic as much. Now, teleporting SSEUs and all that stuff, that's still a thing. But in general, the most effective or most damaging thing is the more concerning. Which, again, not looking too good for him because he's dropping into the red, sub 5,000 hit points. Again, Percy's are not to be trifled with by any means. And it looks like the bricks are inbound to assist with that. There isn't really much remaining now. There is a chicken as well from Mimics. So it's going to be a 1v1 in the experimental fight there. But there is a FAF online for Team 1, and it looks like maybe Team 2 as well. Yep, it's online for R79 as well. Tabernacle finishes an experimental monkey or crab? Monkey. Doesn't go for crab. I guess he's on one base, so that makes sense. Some players do skip the monkey phase and go straight for crab. A lot of it depends on, you know, mass availability and how much time they have and all that stuff, but what I've seen is usually if the opponents have already gotten experimentals online, it's almost better off to don't go for the crab, especially if there isn't really a lot of pressure on any of vital resource locations. It's just better to go for crab. Granted, I know the monkey's, you know, cheaper, you can spam them out more, all that stuff, but the range on board the crab is very, very deadly. I mean, it's you know, it could make or break a land engagement just by that one unit having that amount of range. Eastern side Colossus is online. There are some sniper bots mixed in, but they're not good for long-term, well, just surviving damage. And with the Colossus, this will be enough to break this position. The Omni's going to go down. Team 2's Mimics doesn't really have much in store besides that. Again, sniper bots are retreating. Don't know if he's finishing an experimental or something. Looks like he's going for more land spam. But again, I don't know. Oh, look, there is a chicken here. He's probably going to send that east. Oh, yep, going to send that eastward. So that is his plan there. He's still behind on the player producing the most mass. It's now Lampshades in the lead at 590, almost 600. Team 2 overall, though, is leading the game in mass income. They flipped the script. It's now 200 mass in their favor versus being 100 mass below. We do see a couple of Harmages just slowly eating away at a couple of land spam facilities. They're looks like being used for Zooey spam, which is always a good tactic to do when you're a Seraphim. Just spam out some very annoying hover tech units and call it a day. Hover tech, of course, is one of those things where it's really nice to have, but man, is it annoying to deal with, especially if you're in a Navy fight. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, I mean, that's a pretty good example of why hover is very annoying. Western side here, Volthus and T3 broadswords mixed in there. Oh, no. No. Those are stingers. Never mind. I don't know why I thought those were Volthus. Never mind. Oh, I saw the plasma, and that's why I thought. Anyway. ASF fight happens again. Team 1's going to clear the skies again, giving them air control if he has enough. Again, I don't really count air control unless he has at least 50. Yeah, more, and that's definitely air control here for Team 1. Again, nothing that Team 2 can't fight back against, but again, it's not a good day when you lose air control or not even have it long term. We have a nice little Harbinger push moving in for Lampshade. The Colossus is just pushing forward, and all these units have spread out. Look at this spreading out formation move. Really trying to just clean house on Mimics' side of the map. Drops the lead to now 100, and probably will drop it to probably a tie game. We do see some Harbingers trying to defend. Colossus is at 2-star vet. There is one chicken trying to get in to the action, but the Fat Boy is body blocking. Essentially 2 Fat Boys online for R, and that should be enough for the chicken support unless the Fat Boy stays still and lets the Colossus come after it, which I don't think it will. This should be enough to stop this push, but I think a couple of mexes are going to die before Team 2 can stop it, and there's even still a push down here. We have Mimics over here with gun speed / range on board. There goes the Colossus. The chicken's going to be fine, and those Harbingers maybe will kill a couple more mexes, but nothing too damaging. Cloaking has been canceled on board. Tabler Apple's calm. He's probably fleeing because of the Fat Boy, I would assume, but it's not really in range yet. And looks like the Monkey Lord, did it make it home somewhere? I don't... Oh, it's right here. It died, but Tabernacle's already scooping it up, so it's not really a concern there. Still loses it, but he gets most of the mass from it. That's better than nothing. Mimics in the yellow. Nothing too mission critical yet. He does have some PD nearby, and that Fat Boy came to assist. But again, look at the devastation on this side of the map. So many dead mexes. Not a good thing for Eco. Not by any means. Another Colossus. The chicken fight. I think it's the same chicken from earlier. Chicken, if it doesn't stop moving, will lose this fight. There's a lot of Harbingers, a couple of Optims, a couple of T2 mobile shielding. There goes the Colossus's main cannon. There goes an Optim being grabbed by a nice little vacuum arm. And that's a chicken. If it doesn't start moving pretty close to that Colossus, it will not get it. Ooh, it's going to get body blocked, I think. No, it's not going to get body blocked by a couple of his units. And I think... it's going to be close. No, it's not going to be in range. So probably moved it a little bit sooner would have been enough. The sniper bots might actually finish that Colossus off, though. That might be the thing that brings these some more momentum. I don't think your own lasers can harm you, so I don't know why. Oh, no, actually they can. Never mind. So, something to be aware of is that your own Ion Storm can attack you, so just be aware of where you put that thing. 2 Fat Boys in the west, 2 Fat Boys in the east. That kind of sends a counterclockwise momentum shifting situation happening. It was an east-ish versus west game, and now it's more of a north v south game. It kind of was trending at north v south anyways, but a lot easier to say north v south than northeast versus southwest, just less syllables and all that. Airgrid being nice and shielded. Love to see this. Pretty early to see it, considering that we don't see any sort of inkling. Oh, okay, well, I guess there's 2 satellites, so never mind. There is an inkling to go for shields. So, forget what I just said. I did forget Team 1 was building those, so it does explain the shielding. But I do love it regardless that he's getting shielding, not only for his base, but also for his mexes. It is a very easy thing to do with the Novax, to just go, okay, all the unshielded T3 mexes are dead now, and you just hop from one to each. So, you know, just, okay, that one's dead, move, that one's dead, move, that one. It does a lot of damage over time just because you're ripping away potentially 27 mass per second per mex, and that adds up very, very quickly. T2 gunships and T3s moving in, mostly to assist, I think, the eastern front. There is a second Colossus mixed in there versus no experimentals for Team 2 yet. There's a Fat Boy, but it's very slow to move. Cloaking in the western side here for Tabber Apple. He does have a crab online facing off against a chicken and 2 Fat Boys. The chicken's going to die right here. I don't think it's going to make it out of danger there, but it will get a decent amount of damage done to the units nearby. Not only because of the crash damage, but also because of the Ion Storm. Well, I guess the crash damage doesn't really clear the Ion Storm that activates does kill a couple of those bricks. Yes, it doesn't count as crash damage. It looks like it does crash, air quotes, on top of them, but it doesn't really do that. It's one of those, like, it kind of falls and kind of just slumps in. It doesn't crash like the crab or the Colossus or, you know, those units in particular. Chicken versus 2 Colossi. The only good thing about this fight is it has an Ion Storm ability, and it does have 1 vet, so there's a little bit more HP to get close. And this Colossus is very weakened, so that would be the first target. Again, at 1 HP, you do at 1% of the HP, you do 100% of the damage. So this should be the primary target. The chicken is receiving damage. The Colossus goes, okay, I'm the distraction. I'm going to fall back. Lovely move there. Draws this Colossus in. Gets the Harbingers into range as well. Fat Boy soon. Oh, no, it's not. It's not leaving. It's staying there. And I don't think... Oh, no, the chicken will get pretty close to the group of units here. A couple of Percy's, Titans, and the whatnot from R79 to assist. And that chicken does pretty close to the center. The unfortunate thing is this Colossus was already prepping to leave anyways, so it wasn't really that great of an engagement. And yeah, it doesn't really do that much damage, unfortunately. This Colossus is still alive. Air Forces have stacked up quite nicely for Team 2's Swarm Operator. He's really caught up. He's at 172 and Kinder's at 137. So Team 2 almost has that control. Here comes the fight, speaking of which. I don't see much AA for either team. It's a UEF versus Seraphim engagement. And it looks like Team 2 Oh, that's a cleanse if I've ever seen one. Oofta. That is 132. So he has the same amount of ASFs that Kinder started with remaining. Ooh, what is that? 173. That's like a 3 to 1, 4 to 1. He lost 40. He killed off, let's say, 120. That's for every 3 kills he got, he took 1 loss. I mean, anybody will take that trade any day of the week. I would take that trade. Jeez. Great grab there from Team 2. They have air dominance so far, almost close to supremacy. And then we have some mass assassinations on Mimic Society. He's just getting brutalized this game. Team 1 is just not... yeah, he's like, please nerf the satellites. Again, the satellites, in my opinion, 1,000 of anything would kill anything. A bunch of satellites will mow through a whole bunch of stuff. It's not necessarily that the individual satellite is OP. It's just the use of a lot of them. But again, you could say that about literally anything. If you use a bunch of Fat Boys, if you use a bunch of Colossus, you use a bunch of artillery, you use a bunch of it doesn't matter. If you have one of a thing. A one of a thing actually sometimes might not even be enough. You might need 2 of a thing, or even 4 of a thing, or 8 of a thing. But it's more of the, when they get together and have some conversations and parties and whatnot, that's when they start to get out of hand. Eastern side here, 2 Fat Boys, another Fat Boy, so that's number 3 for Team 2. Gunships are inbound. Not great. Definitely needs to be producing some flak, either Cougars or those would actually be the T3 variety. Probably should be producing some of those Skyboxers, I think it's the T2 variety. Yeah, Skyboxers. Shield is down. This Fat Boy will die. The gunships will take the kill for that, but they will get wiped out just right after that. Those were 5-10 seconds sooner. That would have been there in time to help out, but sometimes you're just not quick on the draw to save somebody else's experimental or your own, because that's even hard to do on top of that. 2 Colossi over here, so it looks like Team 1's operating in twins. There's another one over here. There's another. Yeah, they're operating in twin mode. 2 over there, 2 over there, and there's 2 over there. But where did the other Fat Boy go? There was a second one. It must have died. Something happened to it. I don't know. Any big ticket items? There is a nuke, and that's almost loaded for Team 1. Artillery has been thought about and soon to be started. Yep, there it is. 4th satellite online for Team 1. Will he go for more? I mean, 4 is a decent amount of commitment. Bomber online for Team 2's air player of Swarm. Takes out the T3 land support nearby. A couple of Ravagers over here. That's going to definitely stop Team 1 from stacking up forces on that thing. Granted, that is a quad mechs position that Team 2 is losing out on, but they would rather nobody gets it. Team 1 gets it. Bomber having to deal with a ton of T1 spam. ASF is going to go for the Bomber, of course. Ooh, is it going to be enough? The Bomber goes down, unfortunately. That's got to hurt. Team 2 will lose some mass to Team 1 in that regard. That's a nice little mass gift. And Nuke is outbound. Mex is being wiped out for Swarm. He's going for another Bomber. And there is an SMD here that's loaded. SMD is not loaded. Mimics knows it, and he's moving. There is a nuke online for Team 2, and it's loaded, and it's firing. There it goes. I love to see these things open up. There it goes. SACU also assisting with loading that thing as fast as possible. And where is the nuke from Team 1 going? Let's go right here. Kaboom! Misses the chicken, but the front line base is gone. That was the base that had the Ravagers in it. Team 1's SMD is not loaded. Oh, no. Is there a backup? Oh, Where's the nuke going for Team 2? Oh, did it get shot down already? Wait, wasn't that? Oh, it's over here. Kaboom! Oh, that's a little unfortunate. They tried to go for the snipe. Maybe the fat boy was there and they killed. I don't know. Something died there, but I don't have any inclination. Was no sound for the nuke launches? That has happened once in a while. That I don't hear it. I thought I was crazy. It could be just the first one because I heard the second one go off. So it could just be a audio glitch or something. I don't know. But again, like I've said, I swear I have not heard it, and then I heard it after that. So anyway, we'll see if it sounds off the third time because one of these nukes is going to load again, and that SMB needs to be loaded. Okay, here comes a Paragon. Oh, he's going to stop the Paragon. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, it's already at almost 25%. So the only issue I have is don't put the big blow-up stuff next to other blow-up stuff. In the sense of like, hey, here's a nuke. Let's put that, or put a Paragon next to a nuke. And if Team 2 has any sort of inclination with artillery or something, they're going to target this and then thereby target that. So, again, and I make the same comment too. I know that build power movement is a thing. It's a pain. I get it. Completely understandable. But just a little bit further away is all I'm asking. Not like pretty much in range of the everything. If that Paragon blows up, there goes the everything anyway. So, I have a thing there. Artillery is almost done. It is going to land on the shielding. The bomber will die again. So that's the second bomber that's been donated. And ASF get wiped out by their own bomb. Ooh, not great because it impacted on the shield, so it was actually higher up, vertically. And oh, that's going to hurt. Ooh. Sitting at 60, and he control Ks. That's kind of unfortunate. I mean, that wasn't really worth control K'ing for. It is annoying and unfortunate. I get it, but his air grid is gone as well because of the satellites. Oh, that is unfortunate. Team 2 loses a player. It is 3v3 now, tied up game. 39 minutes on the clock. Did I talk about the halftime report or whatever? I don't think I did. Anyway. Team 1 at 3 players left. Team 2 just lost Swarm Operator, so it's 3v3. And eco situation, Team 1 is in the lead 2.2, 2.3. Team 1 at 2K. Team 1 does have a nuke online. Team 2 has a nuke online for now. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win this game, of course. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I did do this little recap. Okay, I heard the launch there, so it definitely exists. It just might be the first one or something. Oh, that's run? Yeah, right? That's your nuke. Well, this isn't gonna be fun. Oh, does he get? Nah, he gets. Wow. Cool guys don't look at explosions is what that is. Kills off the chicken with the nuke. Oh, that was just way too close for comfort. Even Peppers, but yeah, right? Almost. Yeah, woof. That was, Nope, that did not, I would never do that. That is way too close for comfort for me. Nuke is almost online once again for Lampshade. Artillery, of course, going after the one from Team 1. Team 2, of course, has theirs over there. Going for a second one. The nuke is down. So that's the last nuke for now. Eastern side conflict. Pretty much mostly a stalemate. There are 4 Fat Boys online. So that's very concerning. And there's 3 Colossi now online. They're just being ripped apart by constant Fat Boy artillery fire. And now with the satellites overhead, there's 5 of them overhead for Team 1. And yeah, there went that. I can't hold. Yeah, it's the satellites. The satellites. Yeah. How many does it take to get the center of a shield grid? A lot. Well, it depends. It's like adult diapers. It depends. But anyway. Artillery is gone. The second one is not going to finish. Pigeons are going to go up here shortly. And that's... Actually, no, they're left alone. Look at that. But it doesn't matter because the artillery is gone. Team 1 has an artillery, a nuke, satellites. Did they continue the Paragon? Oh, they're reclaiming. Are you not even going to go for it? Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, I know there was a Paragon in the video a couple days ago, but still. Oh, I always like seeing more game enders. It's the spice of life. It's the variety and whatnot. 5 Fat Boys online. This is concerning. And at this point, I think the satellites might need to be called home for the Fat Boys. And I think, honestly, that might be where they're going. Nuke is out. Ooh. Ooh, if the nuke lands and kills off at least 2, I'd say at least 2 of them, that might be enough because the satellites will be able to finish off the rest. That is unfortunate for Team 2's advancements over here on the eastern side. We're rooting for Team 2. The Fat Boys aren't really moving. Oh, okay, we'll see. This one will go down. I think this one might get singed as well. No, only one dies. Essentially, it's a direct shot impact. Kaboom! Or direct impact. That is devastating. Satellites rip apart the shielding. And it looks like it'll maybe embolden the satellites. The Colossi to just engage. Team 1 has to go after those satellites. Looks like power reserves are down. That's not great. And there's some strat bombers inbound. And, oh, I wonder where they're going. Billy Nuke grid, says Pepe's. And he could. The only problem is he doesn't have teleporter or Billy Nuke online. Strat bombers go in. Go after another one of those fatties. That's number 3 gone. 2 remain. Bomb will drop. That's number 3 of the bombers as well. There goes a group of T3 units there. But that's only going to thin the herd out a little bit. There's an attempt to just straight run it on the edge of the map. Just fetch and book it. Unfortunately, there's not enough time. And those Fat Boys are not going to live much longer. Look, they were being used as defense satellites. Look at that. Using for their namesake. And that's my little PSA. Well, not PSA. My little campaign to just change it to satellite, not defense satellite, just because they're not really used for defense satellites. They're used for defense. They're used mainly for offense. So, but a good defense is a good offense. Yeah, I get that. But still, you could say a good offense is a good defense. You could say it the other way too, and it works. It's just how it works. Anyway, any sort of big ticket items, we do see, of course, the satellites. Second one starting to come online. Don't line of shields, though. Like to see that. There is a scat that started for Team 2's Stamper Apple. That I don't think that's worth it at this point. 45 minutes on the clock. The shield grid isn't. The air grid isn't really that shielded, and Kinder's going to take a hit to the face. Won't die though, because he has the shield. And actually, I couldn't talk there for a second. The shields nearby actually don't do a lot of damage, or don't allow the bomb to do a lot of damage. Another bomb will drop where he was, not where he is, and those sitting on the ground, probably not a good idea for those Ravagers to shoot at them. Bombers inbound to go after ASF. That's a first. That's an interesting template there. Here comes another bomb dropping on top of the satellites. Takes out the T3 air headquarters, which means Team 1 can't produce any more ASFs, or at least Kinder can't. One of the satellites does go down. He was building numero 6. Number 6. Here comes another bomb. Oh, it's going to impact the shield. Not going to do a lot of damage. And the AA on board the Awasa, just trying to keep it alive. It is going to slowly eat them away. Oh, there's a lot of other interceptors, so never mind. He's going to drop another payload on top. I don't think that's smart. You should just keep going after the satellites. I don't know if that's worth it. And there goes the bomber. Yeah. Takes out a mech in its death, but it probably would have been more worth to go over here. I hear bombs drop somewhere. Where are they? I keep hearing strat bombers somewhere. Oh, they're over here. Look at that. Helping to push back Team 2 with the eastern side on the land side. And I don't think it was smart to go after the air grid, especially with this being the huge issue. I mean, number 5, actually number 6, who's going to replace number 5, will soon be online. And then this one, which is now number 6, who was number 5, or whatever number, will soon be active here shortly. I just don't get the reasoning behind going after this, especially because it takes multiple bombs to take out the shielding, and then the satellite could come in and try to reinforce it and all that thing, but it missed opportunity at the end of the day. That's really what it is. Nuke is loaded once again. Artillery's nice and shielded. How's that Scathis doing? Yeah, good luck. I do like the constant rebuilding and genning of the shields and the whatnot with all the hives. And those are all engineers. They're not even hives. That's impressive. Is there an SMD? There is. There's also satellites online from Team 1's Eyes No Good, so we have more satellites online, which that will probably be enough to crack the shielding at this point. All bets are on that Tamper Apple Scathis, but don't think it'll be enough. The FAF are running around, attacks on the western side. Tamper Apple has cloaking and laser on board, trying to help out. He's going to nuke some nearby friendly forces. That's not fun. Kaboom! A little bit of friendly fire, but nothing too worrisome. He took out the position nonetheless, so there's that. And shielding is about... it's not great. Again, it shifts from finish the Scathis to keep the Scathis, alive somewhat. And you really need to do that after the Scathis is built, not while you're building it, because you won't finish it if you have to keep protecting it and whatnot. Here comes the engagement from the comm. There is a satellite over top. It will see Team 1's comm. There it is right there. Percy's are going to be able to target it because of the Omni on board the satellite. Once it gets out of range, they won't see it anymore. Click My Wings actually pings and says, hey, there's the comm. And the fat boy still ran it in. Can we still see him? Oh, yeah, the satellite's still overhead. Look at that. So it looks like Team 1's going to kill off Tamper Apple with the satellite. Very good use there of the Omni on board. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's a dead comm. That's unfortunate for Tamper Apple to be killed off by satellite. And artillery still ran it in. Scathis, not looking super good. Looks like the satellites have actually left to go after Tamper Apple. That is a kill. That is a we are going to kill you in particular kind of situation. And then the satellites obviously commented by Tamper Apple. It is now a 3v2 game in favor of Team 1. And it looks like Team 2's mimics control Ks inside of a shield line, leaving R79, the last remaining player, on Team 2. And it came down to the set. Oh, there he goes. Never mind. He sees the writing on the wall because the satellite's going to go after the Scathis. The Scathis would have been, ripped apart and shredded here in a couple of moments, maybe a minute or two, and then it would have been just as an open season everywhere else. But there is the game here, folks. Team 1 wins the game with satellites. Gotta give it to that. That's why at least 2 players control K'd at the very end, just because it really wasn't any point at that. MVP for me, because of that, has to go to Kinder. He built 6 of them, and then his teammate of Eyes No Good built 2 of them, I think. Maybe I saw a third one somewhere. Or one. Oh, no, he built 5 as well. Jeez, they just spam satellites. And that is, again, the one thing that is hard to counter with satellites is you can't just nullify them with any sort of EMPs or anything. You can't target the satellite itself. You have to target the station. If the station or the the little the housing with the guy with the Xbox 360 controller hanging out can't be hit, then it's going to stay online permanently. I think had the Awasa targeted this more in that engagement from whoever that was controlling it at the time, maybe he would have knocked out a couple more. This one died. This one was building at the time, so maybe he could have knocked out these 2 and maybe a third one, and maybe had only maybe 1 to deal with, and that would have relieved some of the pressure. I just think the problem was, even if those were knocked out, Kinder would have reinvested back into the satellites. We had Eyes No Good building satellites, so it's just kind of a runaway snowball at this point for Team 2. But great along here for Team 2, just keeping in there. And, sometimes those satellites are just very, very mean to you. So, like I said, MVP goes to Kinder. I think he was probably the more influential of the 2 with the satellites to really get the ball rolling on that side. But, again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you disagree with the MVP pick, let me know down in the comments. And I will see all of you in the next one.